Hey guys, and welcome back to another video here with Angel V Designs. If you are new, welcome. If you are not, welcome back. What I'm going to do today is I am going to show you how to bling a tote bag. If you have been watching my lives or joining me on my lives, you know that I am really getting into bling, okay? I'm like becoming really obsessed with it. I am still learning. There's a lot to learn about bling, but one major thing I did learn is that it is not as hard as I thought it was. But I'm really becoming obsessed with it. So today I'm going to show you guys how to bling a tote bag. This is just a little, I think $2 or $3 bag I think I got from Michael's. I will link everything down below, all of where I got the stones from. Literally all of my materials will be linked down below for you guys. But this is just the start, okay? I'm doing tumblers. If you watch my live from a couple days ago, I did a tumbler with the HTV anything, a Starbucks tumbler with the HTV anything. I am going to do a more condensed video on that just because that was a 3.5-hour live. I did not expect it to be that long, but it was my first time trying it. But definitely be on the lookout because I'm bringing y'all a lot of bling because I'm obsessed. Okay, I'm obsessed. I'm going to bling everything. But this is what we're doing today. So go ahead and stick around. All right, guys, so I'm going to go ahead and get started on Cricut Design Space just so I can show you the settings and everything like that. This is the file that I'm going to be using, and I did get this from Excellent Dreams on Etsy. I do believe a few of you have heard of him before, and I do believe he has a YouTube channel, but this right here is going to be the file that I'm using today, and I got it from Excellent Dreams on Etsy, okay? He does send a variation of files. This is the one I decided to use because I felt like it was the easiest one. I did set the width to 11 inches and then the height kind of adjusted itself to 8.202. And then this is just going to be a basic cut. We're going to use our flock and I'm going to go over to make it. Now I am going to use a mat. I do have the Maker 3, so I don't have to use a mat, but for the flock, because it's not smart flock, I am going to use a mat. And because this is a smaller file, I'm going to do a 12 by 12 cutting mat. When I'm adjusting my mats and my files, I like to pull my design away from the edges just in case the mat gets a little off track. It doesn't mess up the whole file, so I just like to pull it away from the edges, and we are not going to mirror this, okay? So we're just going to hit continue. It's going to go ahead and connect to my machine. Now, I already have my flock setting here. So anytime I cut the flock, it's already there. But I'm going to quickly show you how to add a new material so that you can make sure that you have that setting. So we're going to go to Browse All Materials. And down here where it says Material Settings, you're just going to go ahead and click that. Okay, so now this is where you have all of the settings. You can adjust them, you can change them, whatever you want to do. We're just going to go ahead and scroll all the way to the bottom, and we're going to add a new material. And then you would just type in your flock, however you want to do it. You're going to hit save. And then here it is here. So this is going to be the numbers. This is going to be your pressure setting. So for flock, most people use 340 to 350. Mine is set on 340. This right here setting, this middle setting is going to be how many passes you want it to go through. So if you wanted to cut the whole thing twice, then you would go here. So 2 times, you wanted to cut 2 times, 3 times, and so on and so forth. Okay, the off means it's just going to cut 1 time, and then you're going to set what type of blade this material is going to need. Once you've done all of that, you're going to go ahead and hit save. Now, I already have mine, so I'm not going to save it. And then once you do that, you would have to cancel this, go out of this setting. You're going to have to cancel it, then continue to go back in. And you should be able to search for your material under the Browse All Material setting. Okay, now because I've been doing this a lot, I went ahead and I starred mine. I favorite it so that it'll always be right here. So this is my setting. Now it is going to tell you to make sure it's turned on and the material is shiny side down. But because we're doing a rhinestone template, you're not going to mirror it, and the flock side is going to be up. Okay, so make sure that you are not mirroring this, because we are, like, the flock material can go on a shirt as a design. The flock vinyl can, but we're not using it for that when we're making this template. We are making a template with it, so we are not going to mirror, and you're not going to put it shiny side. Yes, you are going to put it shiny side down, so flock material facing up. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. And then you're going to go ahead and cut. Okay, so I am going to get this all cut out, and I will meet you all at my craft table. All right, guys, so we are back here at my craft table. I do have my my template all cut out here. This is what it looks like. Okay, so I did kind of find an easy way to do it. What I did was, or what I was doing before was, I was cutting these on a strong grit mat, and I was just really having a hard time getting it off the mat and stuff like that. So what I found was a little bit easier when doing the flock dots. That's what I call them, flock dots, okay? But what I found to be a little bit easier, I cut this whole thing out on a, this is a standard grit mat, but it's really not that sticky because it's an older mat. So if like there was some edges that wouldn't stick down because this is not a very sticky mat because it's old. As you can see here, it's not really, my hands aren't really sticking to it because it's an older mat. So what I did was I just taped it down onto this mat with some tape so that it would cut, and then I pulled the whole thing off. Okay, and then the dots that did not come off, I put it onto, like when you pull this off of your backing, some of these were still within the holes. Okay, so instead of going through and picking them out one by one, I put it back on the mat, and then I use my brayer tool here to kind of smooth it all out to get the dots to stick to the mat really good. And then I pulled this off and all of the dots came out. Okay. Now, if you've been watching my lives the last couple times, y'all know I have been struggling with these flock dots, but I did that today and they actually came out. I didn't have that many problems when I did it that way today. So I think I'm going to be doing it that way from now on. Now what I'm doing is I'm just creating my template. Now there's a couple ways you can do this. You know, some people will put this on their mat here and do that. Some people use the clear cutting boards from Dollar Tree. The cardstock for me works fine. Basically what I'm doing is I'm putting this on a piece of cardstock, and it's gonna go ahead and make it firm enough for me to be able to brush the rhinestones in. And then I can use this template over and over and over and over. I'm just grabbing some scissors because I want to cut the excess off. I have really come to enjoy blinging. Like, I stayed away from blinging on purpose for a long time because I thought it was hard. That's my heat press letting me know it's nice and warm. But I was purposely staying away from blinging because I thought that it was a hard thing to do. I thought people were I thought people were like doing these one by one when they were making these kinds of shirts. I thought they were making them like one by one. Okay, so what I'm going to use some red. I haven't used red yet. So I want to use some red. I'll link where I got these from, these ones specifically. I do have an assortment of rhinestones at this point. I got some from Amazon, which I'll link down below. I got some from Heat Transfer Warehouse, which I will link down below. I may use these ones. I think I'm gonna use these two, okay? This one came from Amazon. This one came from Heat Transfer Warehouse. I'll link both of them down below so that you can give them a try, okay? So I think I'm gonna do the word entrepreneur in the crystal. And then these little lines, this dash here and this dash under here, I think I'm gonna do those in red. So basically what I'm doing is I am just pouring the rhinestones out, and we're gonna use a brush to brush them in. This brush you can find at Lowe's or Home Depot. Some people have the monster brushes. I do want one of those ones, the bigger one. But basically all we're doing is we are just brushing them in. You want to do it in a circular motion so that you get all of your rhinestones to face the same way. You want them to all face upward. Getting them to all face upward is going to be a matter of, I guess, brushing them in the circular motion. Okay guys, so I'm just going to continue brushing the stones in a circular motion to get all of them in. Right now I'm just doing the clear stones in the middle. This would be easier if I had like the bigger monster brush, but I don't have it. I do have the smaller one. So basically I'm just going to keep brushing, and then I'm going to take this little wax pin here. So there's some holes that the stones were just being stubborn and they were not going in on their own. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just grabbing the extra stones that are there and I'm placing them in the holes that kind of got left behind. So I'm just going through the whole design and I'm going to either remove the extra stones or I'm just going to place those extra stones that I had into the holes that didn't get a rhinestone. So that's what I'm doing now. All right, now I'm going to take the red rhinestones that I have here and I'm going to pour those onto the next piece that I want where the rhinestones to go. And I'm doing the same thing. I'm just going to brush those in a circular motion, trying to get all of them in the hole. I don't mind using my wax stick to pick up the rhinestones. So if a rhinestone won't go in the hole, like I don't really worry about it. I don't mind picking up my wax stick and just kind of placing them in the holes myself. It's actually a little therapeutic. When I was on my live last week, a lot of people were saying that it was also kind of satisfying to watch me picking up the stones and placing them in the holes. So if there's some holes left over that don't get stones, the little wax stick works. I just pick them up and place them in there, no biggie. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm finishing up the design, getting all of the rhinestones in the holes, and then removing any extras. All right, so we got all of our stones brushed in. We have the gold, not the gold, We have the crystal, and then we have the red and the red at the top and the bottom, okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our little masking transfer tape here. Basically, all this is, it's like a transfer tape that you would use for regular vinyl, except it's heat resistant. That's the only difference, is that it's like like I said, a transfer tape, but it's a heat resistant transfer tape, so that we can get the stones onto the tote bag without the transfer tape melting. Like if you try to use regular like Cricut transfer tape, it's going to melt when you put the heat on it. So you need a heat resistant transfer tape. That's what this is. Okay, so to do the stones, basically it's really easy. Don't like this wasn't the most intimidating part about the stones for me. What I do is I put it taco style, so I fold it up, so like a taco. I fold it up like a taco, and then I put it down. And once you do it, you have to make sure that you commit and go all the way. So you can't like put it down and try to pick it up, because you're going to pick up stones and then you're going to mess up your design and you're going to have to redo it. Okay, so when you go to put it down, you got to do it. You got to go for it and you got to commit. Okay, so taco style, put it down and just lay it just like that. Okay, and then you're going to press with your hands. Just go over all of the stones. Make sure that you have it nice and pressed down to the design. I'm just going over all the stones so that when we go to pick our transfer tape up, it picks up all the stones. This is also like, if you see any stones that moved or are out of place, right now would be your opportunity to go ahead and make sure that they are fixed. Okay, so I'm just going over it with my hand, using some firm pressure to make sure that all the stones adhere to the transfer tape. All right, now we're just going to go ahead and pick up our transfer tape. Do it slowly. Don't like rip it up, because your stones are going to go flying everywhere. So just slowly pick it up. And you should have every stone come off. Okay, there it is. There's our design. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and bring you guys over to my heat press, and we're going to go ahead and press these. All right, so we are over here at our heat press. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to lint roll this and give it a little pre-press, just because it's a little wrinkly. And when I put my stones on, I want to make sure that they lay nice and flat. So I'm going to lint roll this really good. And I got this tote bag from Michael's. I believe it was like $2 or $3. It's a little small one. Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and press this for like 5 or 10 seconds. Just to make sure all the moisture is out and get all the little wrinkles out, so that we can go ahead and get our stones to lay flat. Okay. So I have my templates, and I'm going to go ahead and place it down. My heat press is set to 325 degrees. With rhinestones, they don't need a high heat and they don't need a long time. Okay? So I'm just taking my transfer sheet with my stones on them, and I'm going to place them right on the bag. And then we're going to take a Teflon sheet and we're going to cover it. And we're going to press this for 20 seconds. Medium pressure. Okay? If you guys haven't already done so, please join my Facebook group called Crafty Mamas. I will link it down below, as well as follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Everything will be linked down below for you guys to check out. All of my products will be linked down below as well, just in case you guys want to check them out. And then rhinestones are a hot / warm peel. So I'm just gonna go ahead and peel the. Sorry about that. I think my camera died when I was trying to pull it off, but you just want to make sure that you know, give it a little press before you pull it off. And pull it warm. And there it is. Oh, y'all can't see. My bad. Let me move it so you guys can see. All right. And there it is. Now, I did order, if you guys watch the baby's booty, I did order some rhinestones from her. I did get a lot of the AB stones. I will say, I haven't been blinging that long, but my favorite are the AB stones. Not that these ones aren't pretty too, but the AB stones just go so hard to me. But these are not AB, so these are regular, the regular crystal, and then the regular, these are red. Okay, but that is all I have for this video, guys. It came out super cute. Like I said, I will link everything down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Bye.